Okay, good day everyone. We are going to continue our discussion online since we will still not meet until Tuesday. Until Wednesday pala. Okay? So, next sa discussion natin is on the disciplinary mechanism in the Philippine National Police. Okay? So, in the Philippine National Police, we already know that, of course, discipline is very important, no? It refers to how our police officers are trained, how they are guided to follow the rules, diba? Maintain self-control, and of course, to perform their duties properly. No? And just like in any organization, there are rules that officers must follow. And if they break these rules, they can face disciplinary actions. So, what are the imposable penalties in the administrative cases in the PNP? So, we have there seven. No, first one there is withholding of privileges. Okay? Dito sa number 1, ang mangyayari is the officer will lose his or her benefits or privileges for a period of time. For example, okay, they may not be allowed to take leave. Okay? Or hindi sila makaka-receive ng special assignments. Those ones. So, hindi sila makakakuha ng benefits or privileges. That's your number 1. Number 2, restriction to specified limits. Okay? Dito naman sa number 2, the officer is not allowed to leave a certain area, no? Say for example, on their station or their barracks. Okay? So, dyan lang siya, hindi siya pwedeng umalis for a specific period. Okay? This is a way to keep them, of course, under supervision. Okay? So, they are going to be restricted. Yan. Okay? Number 3 is suspension. No? Anong nangyayari ba pag sa suspension? Of course, an officer will be temporarily removed from duty. Okay? Or hindi sila allowed ngayon to work for a certain period. No, this also means that of course, they do not receive their salary during this time kasi of course, no work, no pay. Yan. So, number 3 is suspension. Number 4 is forfeiture of salary. Okay, forfeiture of salary, of course, the officer is required to give up, say for example, a portion of their salary as a penalty kasi nga nakagawa sila ng misconduct. Yan. Number 5, reprimand or admonition. Okay, and in your number 5, this is a some kind of a formal warning that is given to them. Either, say for example, in writing or sinabi sila, sa kanila personally to remind the officer na meron silang mistake na ginawa and to prevent them from repeating it. Okay, so yan, reprimand or admonition. Number 6 is, of course, restrictive custody. In your restrictive custody, the officer is placed under strict supervision. Ayan, so highlight there, strict supervision, and hindi sila allowed ngayon to freely move around as they normally doing, okay, or as they normally would. No, this is often used for serious offenses. Yan, so unlike sa kanina sa restriction to specified limits, ayan, they are not just going to leave a certain area for a certain period of time. Dito sa restrictive custody, under strict supervision talaga sila and talagang they are not allowed to move around as they normally would. Okay? And number 7 is of course dismissal from service. Okay, very simple ang dismissal of service because this is the most severe punishment, no? Yung officer natin, permanently they will be removed from the PNP and then of course they will lose their position. Yan. So this usually happens in cases wherein talagang nakakommit sila ng serious misconducts or serious violations. Okay? So Ayan, so these penalties of course will help ensure that our police officers will follow the rules and of course maintain their professionalism, no, in their service. Okay, so it serves as a reminder, no, to our law enforcers that they must follow all the laws and the act, of course, with integrity. Okay? Yan. Okay, number 2 is irregularities in the performance of duty. Okay, ang kaibahan niya sa neglect of duty or nonfeasance, okay, is the officer actually have done something that he was supposed to do. Ang kaso nga lang, he did it or the officer did it in a wrongful way. Ibig sabihin, incorrectly or improperly yung act na ginawa niya. Okay? Yan. It is the improper performance of some act which might lawfully be done. Okay? So, yun ang pagkakaiba ng number 1 and number 2. Number 1, wala talaga siyang ginawa. He refused or he fails to do something. That is neglect of duty. Number 2, the officer have done something. Ang kaso nga lang, ginawa niya in a wrongful way. Meron siyang pagkakamali. Okay? Number 3 is misconduct or malfeasance. Okay. This occurs when an officer does something they have no legal right to do. Ibig sabihin, there is no authority or whatsoever na nagbigay sa kanya ng right na gawin niya yan. Okay? It could be because of maybe, number 1, ignorance. Okay? Hindi niya alam kung anong gagawin. Carelessness, ayan, or intentional wrongdoing. For example, no? Arresting someone without legal grounds or without a warrant of arrest, ayan, without legal grounds, of course, that is misconduct. Why are you going to arrest someone kung wala naman siyang kasalanan? No? Okay, so yan. Exceeds, ignores, or abuses his powers. That is misconduct or malfeasance. Number 4 is incompetency. Okay, incompetency. This means, of course, an officer lacks the skills, knowledge, or physical ability to perform their duties well. Okay, so yung police officer natin, 'di ba? Sabi natin must be physically fit, mentally alert, morally upright, those ones to do their job properly. Okay? Ngayon, if they lack these ones, of course, this officer is incompetent, no? He lack of adequate ability, he lack fitness for the satisfactory of his performance as a police officer. So, incompetent siya. Okay? Number 5 is oppression. Okay? This happens naman if an officer abuses their power. Okay? By what? Say, for example, by being cruel, no? By being unfair, okay? Especially in arresting, especially in search and seizures, those ones, no? Or maybe they are using excessive or brutal, what do you call this? Force in or excessive in enforcing, say for example, the law, no? Nasobrahan sila ng pagkamaangas, nasobrahan sila ng pagkamataas. Ayan. So, for example, ayun nga, sabi natin kanina, no? Using force against a suspect who is already cooperating is considered oppression. No? Yung suspect natin, okay, cooperating na siya, pero dahil siguro nahirapan ka sa pag-aresto sa kanya or naiinis ka sa mukha niya and then, so you made use of your force. No, you were being cruel or unfair to that suspect. And of course, we have to always remember that also this suspects has or this arrested persons also have their rights. Okay? Number 6 is dishonesty. Yan. This includes lying, of course. Kaya nga dishonesty, hiding the truth, or providing false information while performing police duties. So, walang integridad, no? There's no integrity. An example of this is, of course, tampering, no? Tampering of evidences in a case. Say, for example, nakakuha naman talaga sila ng 5 grams of marijuana, pero ang nilagay lang nila is maybe 2 grams. Ang sinubmit lang nila, okay, sa forensics is 2 grams. Okay, so saan napunta yung 3 grams, no? Yan, so it's tampering of evidence. Okay? Number 7 is, of course, disloyalty to the government. Also, that is a violation of a police officer. Okay? Anong ginagawa? Okay, say for example, if a police officer abandons their loyalty to the Philippine government, or say for example, in-overthrow nila or they supported other governments, okay, they can be charged with disloyalty. Okay, of course, say for example, how is this? They support the activities of the CPA, NPA, those ones, no? So they overthrow the government. That's already kind of disloyalty, right? And last is the violation of the law. Okay, so dito naman, of course, if a police officer is found guilty, okay, highlight found guilty in court of any crime, whether under the RPC, the special penal laws, whether under local ordinances, ayan, they can face disciplinary action in the PNP. So, of course, pag napatunayan talaga natin that this police officer has a violation and he is found guilty na talaga, okay, he will face disciplinary action in the Philippine National Police. Okay, what are these disciplinary action? Okay, the administrative cases. Okay, so yan, of course, no, these rules can ensure again that our police officers maintain their professionalism and integrity, no, while serving the people of the Philippines. Ngayon, any officer that were found guilty of these offenses, of course, can face penalties, including suspensions or even dismissal from service na discuss natin kanina. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to the nature of complaint against PNP members. Okay, so anyone. Okay, highlight the word anyone or take note of the word anyone. Whether an individual, citizen, or an organization can actually file a complaint against a PNP officer if, of course, they believe that this officer has committed misconducts, no? Of course, these complaints can be filed with different authorities, depending na lang on the seriousness of the offense and the possible penalties. Okay. So, in filing a complaint with the Chief of Police, okay, number 1 there, or letter A, Chief of Police, if the offense is minor lang, okay, and the possible penalty includes yung withholding of privileges, restriction to specific areas, suspensions, or salary forfeiture for 15 days or less. The complaint should be brought to the Chief of Police of the city or municipality where the officer is assigned. Okay, so kung ganyan lang yung mga offenses, violations niya, okay, minor offenses, dyan lang siya under sa Chief of Police. Number 2, mayors of cities and municipalities. Okay, if the offense now is more serious and the penalty naman involves withholding privileges, restriction, suspension, or salary forfeiture for more than 15 days but not exceeding 30 days, okay, please take note or highlight these days The complaint now should be filed with the mayor of the city or the municipality. Okay, meron din tayong tinatawag na People's Law Enforcement Board or your PLEB. Okay? If yung offense ng isang police officer is very serious, very serious that the penalty could be more than 30 days of suspension or even dismissal of service, the complaint must be filed with the PLEB or the People's Law Enforcement Board. This board kasi is actually responsible for handling major administrative cases against sa ating mga kapulisan. Okay, so yung process na to ensures of course that these complaints are handled fairly and the officers who commit these kinds of violations are held accountable for their actions. Okay, and of course it also help maintains the discipline within the PNP organization, and of course it builds public trust in the law enforcement. Okay. Next one is the breach of internal discipline. Okay. So, if yung PNP member natin nag-commit ng offense that affects, of course, the order and discipline within the organization, it is considered a breach of internal discipline. Ngayon, different levels of police supervisors have the authority to impose penalties depending sa severity ng offenses. Okay? Letter A there is chiefs of police or our COPs, no? These COPs can actually impose penalties of up to 15 days only. Next one, provincial directors can impose penalties of up to 30 days. Okay, regional directors naman can impose penalties up to 60 days. And finally, Chief of PNP has the power to dismiss an officer from service. Okay, so take note of these ones. What else? Okay, Chief PNP has the power to dismiss again an officer from service or impose other penalties such as suspension, demotion, or salary forfeiture for 180 days. Okay? Yan. Pag sinabi kasi natin na minor offenses, okay, a minor offense is any act that does not involve serious misconduct pero still nakaka-affect pa rin siya sa police discipline. Say for example, simple misconduct or negligence, that is an example of minor violation of duty. Ano pa? Insubordination. When we say insubordination, okay, this is refusing to follow the lawful orders. Yan. What else? Frequent absences or tardiness. Palagi kang late, you're not reporting to work on time regularly, or you're always absent during your duty. Yan. What else? Even your habitual drunkenness, being intoxicated frequently, that is also a minor offense. Illegal gambling, when you're participating in gambling activities prohibited by law, of course, that is considered minor offense. Okay, so these offenses are taken seriously, because of course they affect the integrity and professionalism of the police force. Okay? Okay, so next one is forum shopping. Ano ba ang sinasabi sa forum shopping? Okay, or this is the multiple filing of complaints. Okay, please take note that forum shopping, meron tayong isang complainant. Okay, and this complainant cannot file the same administrative case against a police officer in multiple disciplinary offices or in multiple disciplinary forums. Okay? Itong forum shopping na to, this actually prevents the abuse of the system. Okay? And of course, ensures PMAN the fairness in handling cases. Ngayon, how are we going to avoid ba this forum shopping na pinag-uusapan natin? Okay? Meron tayong tinatawag na sworn statement ng isang complainant. And in that sworn statement of a complainant, dapat nakalagay dyan that he or she did not file the same case in another disciplinary forum. This is just an example, ha? This is just an example. Okay? Let's say that in Tadjan, in Bauco, okay, they have disciplinary forums or disciplinary offices. Okay, and then I am the complainant. Tapos, nag-file ako ng case ng isang police officer dito sa Tadjan. Okay, hindi pa ako nakontento, kinuha ko yung, ni-report ko ulit or nag-file ulit ako ng same case pa rin ng same police officer sa Bauco. Okay? Ibig sabihin sa Tadjan, it's already pending, no? Kasi I have already filed the administrative case. And then, hindi ako nakontento, nag-file ulit ako sa Bauco. Okay? Hindi yun pwede, no? That's already forum shopping. Okay? Number 2, to their knowledge, no similar case is pending elsewhere. Okay? Pending elsewhere. Ibig sabihin, pag pending na nga sa Tadjan, hindi na pwedeng mag-file ulit ng case sa other disciplinary forum. Okay? If there is actually a similar case exist, of course, they have to disclose kung ano na yung status ng kaso na yan, no? Or if naman they later found out that a similar case has been filed, dapat nire-report nila ito within 5 days sa mga, of course, disciplinary authority that is actually handling the original complaint. Okay, basta ang sinasabi lang dito sa forum shopping, you cannot, okay, file a case into multiple disciplinary office or forums. Okay? Yan. Next one is summary dismissal powers. Okay? Some authorities kasi in the PNP have the power to immediately actually remove or dismiss a police officer pag nalaman nila or if there is a proper notice or if there are already a summary hearing and if the case is serious. So, pwede nilang immediately remove or immediately dismiss this police officer. Sino yung mga authorities na to? Number 1 is NAPOLCOM. Okay? Pwede nilang matik na i-remove or i-dismiss ang isang police officer. What else? The PNP chief. Okay? And number 3 is the PNP regional director. Okay? So, those are the only authorities that can immediately remove or dismiss a police officer. Okay? Ano ba kasi yung grounds of summary dismissal? Okay? A police officer actually may be dismissed, of course, if the charge against them is very serious, no? And kitang-kita there is a strong evidence of guilt that will prove this PNP officer to be dismissed. Ano pa? They are a repeat offender or recidivist na sinasabi or tinatawag natin. Okay? They have been charged multiple times already with reasonable evidence of guilt. Okay, what else? What are the other grounds? They committed a serious offense that is considered, of course, conduct unbecoming of a police officer. For example, corruption, abuse of power, okay, basta, or any criminal acts, okay, that is ground for summary dismissal. Okay. Yan. What else? AWOL. Absence without office or absence without official leave as a ground for summary dismissal. Ano ba yung AWOL? This basically means a police officer is being absent without approval from higher authority. No, and this is actually serious violation that can lead to dismissal of this police officer. And ano ba yung mga ginawa? Okay? Leave of absence and encompasses but not limited to the following. Number 1, okay, for example, you leave your work, you leave your assignment without approved leave. Hindi ka naman na-approveran na mag-leave. Bakit ka nawala? Okay? Not reporting back to duty. Okay? After an approval leave, say for example, na-approve nga yung leave mo, pero it's already ended, hindi ka na bumalik. You did not report back to duty. No? What else? Failing to inform their superior officer if they are sick or injured. Okay, you did not inform your superior na may sakit ka, you were injured. Okay? Tapos bigla ka na lang nag-absent. Ano pa? Not filing the correct sick leave application. Okay, kasi of course, if you are truly or you are sick naman talaga, you have to file, okay, a sick leave. Next, abandoning your work, of course, no? If you have an assignment and then you abandon that assignment without permission, it is also a ground for summary dismissal, or it encompasses now the AWOL. What else? Not reporting to a new assignment within 3 days of receiving transfer or orders. Okay, so you failed to report to your new assignment after ng 3 days na na-receive mo na yung order of assignment. Say for example, okay, pinapa-report ka in a unit that you are actually officially assigned, tapos you did not report. Okay? Next one, meron din tayong tinatawag na IAS or your Internal Affairs Service. Okay, itong IAS natin na ito, it is actually a department within the PNP, and of course, it is created under RA 8551, no, to maintain police discipline and accountability. Okay? Ano yung mga functions ng IAS? Okay, letter A there. Of course, conduct inspections and audits. No? In conducting inspections and audits, of course, i-regular check nila kung paano yung performance, paano yung conduct ng mga police officers. Okay? Letter B, investigate complaints. Siyempre, of course, in investigating complaints, papasok dyan yung gathering of evidences pag merong mga officers that are facing administrative charges. No? Of course, papatunayan nila yan with the evidences. Okay, investigate nila kung totoo ba. Number 3, hold summary hearings. Okay, they're also going to conduct a fast track hearings sa mga police officers that were accused of these violations. Okay, number 4, assess police behavior. Okay, in assessing police behavior, of course, they will submit reports on the performance, lalong-lalo na sa conduct ng mga PNP officers natin. Okay? Number 5, the IAS also, kung meron silang nakitang strong evidence, of course, IAS can file cases in court against any police officers that have committed a violation. Okay? Number 6, assist the office of the ombudsman. Okay? Ano yung gagawin nila? They will help in investigation. Okay? They will help in the prosecution of cases against dito sa PNP officers nga na nakasala or na nagkasala. Okay? So, important din, no? Or they also play an important role in ensuring the police officers' discipline and of course accountable for the actions that they are going to make. Okay, so that is your internal affairs service. Okay, ano pa? Yan. So the IAS, automatic investigation, or IAS shall also conduct motu proprio automatic investigation of the following cases. Sabi nga natin, ang IAS natin is responsible for conducting automatic investigation in specific situations even without a formal complaint. Okay, number 1. Number 1 there, say for example, when a police officer fires a gun. Okay? Anytime a police officer discharges a firearm, yung IAS natin, dapat always nila ini-investigate to ensure that the discharge of firearm is actually justified. Bakit nagkaroon ng firing of a gun? 'Di ba? Bakit kailangang nag-discharge siya ng gun or ng firearm? No? Si IAS ang mag-investigate dyan. Number 2, when someone is killed, seriously injured, or their human rights are violated during a police operation. Okay? Of course, no? This ensures that the force was used properly and lawfully. Kaya nga, merong rights ang victims, merong rights ang suspects or arrested persons. Okay? Ngayon, if these human rights are violated, IAS will investigate to ensure that the force nga was used properly and lawfully. Okay? Number 3, when evidence is tampered with, lost, or destroyed. Okay? Even this ones, even sa evidences, IAS pa din will also investigate whether this happened intentionally kaya, totoo kaya yung sinasabi ng police officer, or due to negligence, no? Na IAS found out that due to negligence, kaya na-destroy, kaya na nawala, or kaya na-tamper ang evidence. So, they will investigate those ones. Number 4, when when a suspect in police custody is seriously injured. Okay? So, IAS will also check if there was police abuse or there was police neglect. Okay? Yan. Number 5, when police violate the established rules of engagement. Okay, so of course, no, officers must follow strict guidelines when handling police operations. Ngayon, any violations must be investigated by yung IAS nga na sinasabi natin. Okay? So, ayan. So, IAS roles in promotion and key assignments, of course, they are now responsible in ensuring only deserving officers are promoted or assigned to important positions. Okay? So, they provide documents, they provide recommendations para ma-evaluate nila yung officer's record. Okay? Now, meron ding disciplinary action based on IAS findings, no? We are in this one. Wait lang. Sige. Ayan. Andito tayo sa part na ito. Okay? So, disciplinary actions based on IAS findings. Ngayon, pag nakita nila, pag napatunayan nila that police officers found guilty of serious violations, okay, along with any supervisor to failed to act, will be automatically recommended for dismissal or demotion. Ano pa? IAS will recommend for disciplinary actions cannot be charged or ignored by other authorities without just cause. Kaya nga they are conducting investigations para mapatunayan nila that there are evidences that these police officers have actually committed violations. Okay? Next, any disciplining authority who fails to act on IAS recommendation or abuses their power will be charged with gross neglect of duty and reported to the Director General for proper action. Okay? Ngayon, pwede din tayong mag-file ng complaint against IAS personnel, no? Hindi hindi lang sa ating mga kapulisan. If someone has a complaint against IAS personnel, of course, they can report it to the Inspector General Office, okay, or the Commission for Proper Investigation. Okay? Okay, so next is on the inspection in the Philippine National Police. Okay, so this is a very important process because it ensures the police force adheres to the standard policies and procedures, no, and operates efficiently, sorry, and maintains professionalism and integrity. Okay, now what is the purpose or what is the definition of police inspection? Okay, when we say inspection in the PNP, it is conducted, of course, para we see to it that the personnel's a certain its compliance with the standards, policies, and procedures nga, no? And of course, para ma-review, para ma-analyze yung performance, yung activities, and the facilities affecting the police operations. Okay? Furthermore, it also examines the morale, the needs, and general efficiency of the police organization in, of course, in maintaining the law and order, which is their primary function. No? And through regular inspections, makikita natin yung weaknesses and areas for improvement, no? Para ma-identify natin yung mga yan, which helps us in strengthening the police service delivery. Okay, now we have two types of police inspection. We have your authoritative inspection and staff inspection. When we say authoritative inspection, okay, this is being conducted by the head of subordinates units. Okay, and ginagawa ito in a regular and continuous basis. Of course, same, it aims to ensure that police operations and procedures complies with the standards. Next one is the staff inspection. Okay, sa staff inspection naman, it is performed by the staff on behalf of the chief PNP or other superior officers. Okay? Kinakandak naman siya across various units or various departments to ensure consistency in police and procedures across the PNP. Okay? Yan. Now, what is the nature of police inspection? Okay? Of course, no, police inspection can be categorized into internal affairs and of course external affairs. Okay, sa internal affairs inspection, it focuses more on the internal operations, administration of the police organization. So, kino-cover niya yung areas such as administration and training, operations and intelligence, investigation procedures, morale and discipline, and financial condition of the unit. Okay? Pag external affairs inspection naman, yung pinag-uusapan natin, it deals with the police force, no? Its relationship with the community. Okay, more on sa public trust siya. So, it includes naman sa assessment of crime and vice situations in the locality, okay, and the evaluation of public opinion regarding the integrity and the reputation of our police personnels. Okay? Yan. So, who is the authorities to conduct inspection? Okay, these are the following one. Hindi pa rin mawawala, of course, ang number 1 is your NAPOLCOM or your National Police Commission, or kung wala sila, its representative. Number 2, Chief of the PNP, or of course, kung wala sila, it's designated representative. Number 3, PNP Director for Personnel or their representative, PNP Regional Director or their representative, City Municipal Chief of Police or the representative, and of course our IAS or Internal Affairs Service. Okay? Yan. Now, what are the objectives of police inspection? Siyempre, no, meron pa ring objective in conducting police inspection. Okay, so take note, number 1, to take note or discover defects and irregularities, or to detect, no, para ma-address yung defects or irregularities natin in a police operations. Number 2, para ma-correct yung minor issues natin immediately, no, as they are discovered. Okay, dapat ma-correct natin sila agad-agad. Okay, and number 3 is to recommend appropriate actions, okay, to concerned officers regarding the noted defects. Okay? Ngayon, what are the actions naman on serious irregularities? If so, nag-inspect sila, tapos it reveals a serious irregularity that warrants administrative charges against a police officer, yung inspecting officer shall, anong gagawin niya? First one, immediately file the necessary charges before the appropriate disciplinary action office. Okay? Immediately file the necessary charges. Bakit hihintayin mo pa ba? Okay? And ensure due process, of course, is followed to hold the concerned personnel accountable. Okay? So, that is police inspection. And it's actually a critical mechanism, no, in the PNP para nga ma-ensure natin yung compliance, yung efficiency, yung accountability, no, through regular and thorough inspections. Okay, so the police organizations, of course, can maintain public trust, promote discipline, and effectively perform its duty of protecting and serving the community. Okay, so hanggang dyan lang muna tayo for today.